Across all divides, land is the temple of our unity. So write veteran photographers Beverly and Peter Pickford in a new book about the last remaining untouched land on Earth. The couple traversed all 7 continents for their book, Wild Land. eNCA's Andrea van Wyk sat down with them.
We wanted to give something back. We've had 27 magnificent years out there in the wilderness as wildlife photographers. We found peace, tranquility, excitement, adventure, and also when we were out there, so many of the fundamental questions of mankind. Why? Who are we? What is the meaning of life? They're all answered out there. Every day is just so full of life. Being so close to the earth, taking it all in.
Land is not infinite. It's not like space. It's just the earth that we have.
Four years, 7 continents, 1 collection. Wild Land is an extraordinary exploration of the last vestiges of open and near untouched wilderness across the world.
I think what we wanted to capture was the vast wild land that we felt was disappearing on Earth and at a rate that nobody's really aware of. All conservation organizations, bodies, people involved, young people, old people, are talking about the changes. We can see it happening all around us. But I think what we wanted to do was go and see that last vast wild land for ourselves. Because you can read about it, you can hear about it, but we really wanted to see for ourselves. So that's what we set out to do. And I think we wanted to put it into a book to leave a legacy, to make a difference, and so that would be what we wanted to give back, but at the same time to be accurate about it.
But how do you find vast tracts of land in a world with dwindling resources and an increasing population?
We started looking at Google and people like the Attenboroughs and where they'd been and that sort of thing, but we found it very difficult to find exactly where we wanted vast tracts of wildland, big areas that encompassed national parks, much bigger than that encompassed people, land in its natural state. And so we were really struggling to find it, and then we hit on the idea, why don't we look at where there is light at night time? And that really worked. We looked at the earth at night time. There are some very good sites for that. And where it was black, where there was no light at night time, that's where we went. And that was wilderness. It was very, very exciting.
In the book, the Pickfords write that every nation on Earth is culturally attached to its land, something the couple also found during their travels.
I think it is our history. It explains who we are. It's our cultural attachment. Where we're born, we become passionate about the land that we're born on, regardless of whether we're actually farming it or living from it or just surrounded by it or involved with it. It defines who we are.
And Peter says there need be no tension between conservation efforts and those who live off the land.
Conservation issues are driven by people who want to exploit the land. People who want to live on or from the land are not people who exploit the land necessarily. Generally, those are the people who wind up really conserving it, you know.
And what is it they hope people take away from their haunting images?
But I think we have to set wildland apart. We have to set areas of wildland apart that are still in a pristine and untouched state, and leave that alone. Leave it for the creatures which share the planet with us, and leave it for our future, for our children.
Documenting this wildlife presented its own set of challenges, including pre-dawn wake-up calls and working 7 days a week.
The challenges are convincing my friends I'm not on holiday. I think the challenge is really to bring to a book like Wild Land the feeling of the land itself. You know, it's easy to take a pretty picture. It's much more difficult to take a picture that is not only aesthetically pleasing, but also produces a sense of what we were feeling when we were there for you, the reader.
The Pickfords say that the conservation of land is the greatest gift we can give because it is a gesture of selflessness towards all who come after us. Andrea van Wyk, Johannesburg.